Today we are going to learn about Python functions. A function is a reusable block of code. It runs only when you call it. You define a function once, then use it as many times as you need. Functions keep your code organized and easy to read. They help you avoid writing the same code twice. They also make it easier to test and fix problems. To create a function, you use the def keyword. After def, you write the function name. After the name, you add parentheses. Inside the parentheses, you can list parameters. These are values the function can receive. You end the line with a colon. Everything indented below that line is the function body. Defining a function does not run it. To run a function, you call it. Calling a function means writing its name followed by parentheses. The function body executes each time you call it. You can call the same function as many times as you need. Now, let us build a function step by step. The first line starts with a def keyword, followed by the name greet, then empty parentheses and a colon. This line declares the function. The next line is the function body. It is indented by 4 spaces. The print function will display the word hello when greet is called. Indentation is not optional in Python. It is how Python knows which lines belong inside the function. The final line calls the function. Writing greet followed by parentheses tells Python to run the function body. The print function runs and outputs hello to the screen. Every time you call greet, that same output appears. Now, let us look at how functions receive data. A parameter is a placeholder variable in the function definition. An argument is the actual value you pass when calling the function. The argument fills the parameter when the function runs. These two terms are closely related, but they refer to different things. To give a function a parameter, add a variable name inside the parentheses. Here, name is the parameter. The function now expects one value to be passed in when it is called. Without that value, the function call will produce an error. The body now uses the name parameter. The print function joins the string hello with the value stored in name. Whatever is passed as the argument will appear in the output. The plus sign is used here to combine 2 strings together. Calling greet with the argument Alice passes that value into the name parameter. The function body runs and prints hello, Alice to the screen. Change the argument to a different name, and the output changes too. A function can have more than one parameter. You separate them with commas. Here, the add function takes 2 parameters, a and b. Each one receives a separate argument when the function is called. The order of the arguments matches the order of the parameters. Now, let us build the add function. The first line uses keyword def, the function name add, and 2 parameters, a and b. Each parameter will hold one of the values passed in at the time of the call. The body contains 1 line, the return keyword followed by a plus b. When the function runs, it adds the 2 parameter values together and sends the result back to the caller. The return keyword is what makes a function produce a usable value. Wrapping the call to add inside the print function lets us see the result. Python evaluates add with the arguments 3 and 5 first. That call returns 8. The print function then displays 8 to the screen. The return keyword does 2 things. It sends a value back to the caller, and it immediately stops the function. Any code written after return will never run. A function can only return 1 value at a time. Print and return are easy to confuse. Print displays a value to the screen, but that value cannot be reused by the rest of your program. Return sends a value back to the caller so it can be stored, passed to another function, or used in a calculation. Use print when you want to show something. Use return when you need the result for more work. What happens when a function has no return statement? Python still returns a value. That value is none. None is Python's way of saying there is nothing to give back. If you store the result of calling such a function, the variable will hold none, not a number or a string. A default parameter value is a fallback. You assign it in the function definition using an equal sign. When the caller provides an argument, that argument is used. When no argument is provided, Python falls back to the default. The same function works both ways. Here the greet function has one parameter, name, with a default value of world. The equals sign and the values sit directly inside the parentheses. This single line is the entire change from a required parameter to an optional one. Calling greet with no argument triggers the default. Python sees that name was not given a value by the caller, so it assigns world automatically. The function body then runs as normal using that default. Passing Alice as an argument overrides the default. Python ignores world and assigns Alice to name instead. Both calls run the same function body. The output shows each result in order. Hello, world from the first call, then hello, Alice from the second. Positional arguments are the most common way to pass values to a function. Each argument is matched to a parameter based on its position. The first argument fills the first parameter, and the second fills the second. The order you write them in the call determines which parameter each one goes to. Keyword arguments work differently. Instead of relying on position, you write the parameter name followed by an equals sign and the value. Python matches each argument to its parameter by name. Because the name is explicit, the order does not matter. Both styles call the same function and produce the same result. Positional arguments are shorter to write but require you to remember the correct order. Keyword arguments take a little more typing but make the call easier to read and harder to get wrong. Here the describe function takes two required parameters, color and size. Neither has a default value, so both must be provided every time the function is called. Calling describe with two values in order passes them positionally. Red fills the color parameter because it comes first. Large fills the size parameter because it comes second. Now the same function is called twice. The first call uses positional arguments. The second call uses keyword arguments, with size and color written in reverse order. Both calls produce the same output because keyword arguments match by name, not position. The result is identical either way. Now let's understand what a scope is. Scope describes where a variable can be seen in your program. A variable created outside any function exists in the global scope. A variable created inside a function exists in the local scope. Code inside a function can see global variables. Code outside the function cannot see local ones. When a variable is created inside a function, it is local to that function. It exists only while the function is running. Once the function finishes, the variable is gone. Trying to use it anywhere outside the function will produce an error. A global variable is created at the top level of your program, outside any function. Any function can read a global variable without any special steps. It does not need a local copy. The value is available throughout the entire program. A docstring is a string placed at the very top of a function body. It is written using triple quotes. In this example, the docstring appears on the first line of the function body, right after the definition. Triple quotes open and close the text. The rest of the function body follows below it. Every function stores its docstring in a built-in attribute called doc. Passing that attribute to print displays the docstring text. This is useful for inspecting what a function does without reading the source code directly. Functions are defined with the def keyword. Parameters are placeholders in the definition. Arguments are the values you pass in when calling. The return keyword sends a value back. Default values make parameters optional. Scope controls where variables are visible. Docstrings document what a function does. Together, these tools make your code organized, readable, and reusable. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you found this lesson helpful and easy to understand. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more beginner-friendly programming tutorials and helpful tips. Feel free to comment your questions or thoughts below. I love hearing from you, and I try to respond to every comment. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. See you in the next lesson.